Welcome back, viewers. You are still tuned into Prime Live. We are so excited to welcome an incredible and inspiring young woman. I mean, I'm so excited to delve into this conversation. We are so excited to be speaking to Samkelisiwe Nzama, who is an author, a figure of inspiration, a beacon of light, a beacon of hope and inspiration, who's going to share with us her inspiring and incredible journey in the hope that she will inspire us all tonight.
Hopefully I do.
Oh, you definitely will. Good evening. Thank you so much
Hi,
for joining
how are
us.
you? I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Nice to hear.
I'm so glad you are here. I mean, we're so happy to have you here. I mean, I'm already so inspired by your journey and, by everything you've been able to achieve. But tell us a bit more. Tell us a bit more about you and your background and how you ended up here.
Okay, so I am Samkelisiwe Nzama. I'm currently a student at uni, so I'm studying postgrad in forensic auditing. I work in the finance department, and yes, as I said, I'm a student and a published author. So basically how I started the journey of writing my book was that during lockdown, when everybody was at home, bored and all of that, I decided to open up my laptop and I started writing. I wrote like one chapter and I wrote two chapters. And then there was this other friend. Well, I created a document of the chapters that I wrote, and I sent it individually to my friends, and my friends started reading. They're like, girl, this is nice, this is what. And then when I got their reviews back, I decided to download this other app called Web Novel. That's where I posted my chapters at. And then I got an email from this Chinese guy. This guy was like, hi, we read your chapters of your book, The Journey of Samkelisiwe Nzama. We're interested in giving you a contract so that you can write for us and we'll pay you. I'm like, what? I just wrote like two chapters. I didn't study literature and whatnot. I'm not qualified to be an author. So I was like, no, I went to Google to check if it's legit or not. And I saw people were getting the same emails that I was getting. And I spoke to my sister. My sister was like, you know what? They're not asking for money. They're not asking for anything personal. So just give it a try. So that's when the journey of Samkelisiwe Nzama started. And I emailed the guy back, the Chinese guy back. I signed the contract and I started writing for them. They published my book chapters online, on Google. They even took my book to Web Novel, to Take a Lot, to Amazon, like most of online platforms. That's where you can get my book. So basically it started during lockdown when I was home bored and I started to write.
I mean, wow, that's absolutely amazing. You're such a phenomenal young woman.
Thank you so much.
This is such an incredible story, and I think for anyone out there who has a story they want to tell, this is such an inspiring journey for you to be able to share with them, that just start writing, get those words on those pages, and there will be somebody who believes in your work. I mean, just if that was me in that situation, I would have also said, no, this is just a scam. But look at you now. This is like absolutely incredible.
I've grown. So right now I'm just planning to take my books to like your exclusive books, to like physical online physical platform stores, so that they can be sold there. But I'm growing step by step, one step at a time, because this was not a plan. Yes, I would initially wanted to write a book, but I was like, I used to tell my friends that when I'm 35 years old, I'm gonna write a book. But it happened at the age of, I was doing my first year, I was 18. So I wrote my first book when I was 18 and it got published when I was 19.
I mean, you're going to have like 50 books by the time you're in your 30s. I hope so.
Hopefully.
But what is inspiring about this book and why it's able to touch so many lives is that you were able to share some of the darkest parts of your experiences, the darkest parts of yourself. And sometimes in sharing that, yes, it's a very vulnerable thing to do, but it is also the most relatable thing to do, because there will be so many other people out there who can relate to your story, see themselves in your journey and in your shoes. Can you talk us through that writing process, having to revisit all of the darkest experiences of your life and having to almost relive them in retelling the story?
So with me, I think it was necessary for me to do it, because when I was writing the book and reflecting back on everything that happened, I didn't actually be in the zone. I didn't feel as sad as I was. I was actually enjoying writing, reflecting. And I also think I created a Facebook page where people would comment and say, I actually relate on this and that. So it wasn't really of a bad thing, even though my book has like some darkest secret ever. But when I sat down and wrote, I was actually enjoying to write. And I remember I texted my English teacher, my grade 12 English teacher. I was like, hi, ma'am, you know what? I'm writing a book. And she was like, I knew that you had a writing skill, so it doesn't surprise me. So with me writing about my past and everything that happened, I wanted to inspire matriculants, because I think if you read my book, you've noticed that most of the things that happened to me when I was doing matric, how I got into car accidents, how I used to travel, like I literally used to go with the pillow to school because I couldn't sit up like straight and write. So I had to go to I had to go with the pillow to school. The government allowed that. I was a performing student in high school, so they fought for me. They're like, no, she has to sit down and write for exams. And being told that, no, you know what, you're not going to make it. You're not going to pass your exams, getting sick. But my mother, my dad, and my family, they pushed me through the entire process. And then I ended up passing my matric with a bachelor pass, and I went to varsity, and I'm now in corporate. So I think, it's just that thing that I just wanted to inspire matriculants that, when you get there to the final step, there are going to be challenges. There are going to be worse things that happen, but you need to just keep on going and believing. And one thing, pray. I think that's what I've learned about the whole thing, the importance of prayer. That's what came out in the Journey of Samkelisiwe Nzama.
Thank you so much for sharing that and for being vulnerable with us. I mean, I'm smiling at you the whole time you're talking, because I was talking just before I asked you that question about relatability and how many people will be able to relate to your story. And that's why I'm smiling so much. I had the hardest year of my life as well in matric. Having had surgery, having had so much of problems with my health.
It's so crazy how it happens when you're literally
and it's the most
there.
important year of your life. And I also had that experience where, you feel all the pressure of the world, but your health is not in order. I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I was in for surgery 2 weeks before prelims.
You in matric.
And you in matric.
I know
and you
the
understand.
feeling.
Exactly.
I know it's
and you have
hectic.
that little glimpse of fear, because there's this chance you're not going to pass, and your
friends are like, literally, guys, next day we're going to varsity, next day we're doing this and that, and you're like, am I even going to make it?
Exactly. And you feel like you can't get there, and you have a sit down with your principal, and they say, I think you need to come back and repeat the year.
Oh my God.
So it's amazing.
That's what I didn't want, because I was literally performing from grade 8 to grade 11, and then all of a sudden I'm in grade 12, and then this whole thing is happening. So it's like, no, God, we're going to make it through this. We're literally going to varsity next year. So, but it happened, man. God is good.
Absolutely. It's that time and that perseverance and that belief in yourself that gets you there, and that pushed me. Like you said, your belief in God, your family, your friends, and I made it through as well. So, and you know what? I also went to varsity in the right time, and I think your story is going to inspire so many. But can you please, before you go, can you please share us what is the key takeaway message you want our viewers to get from your book, and where can we get your book, more importantly?
Okay, let me start with the question, where can you get my book? So my book is available on Takealot, The Journey of Samkelisiwe Nzama. It's on Amazon, it's on Google Books, and when you just go to the internet and search The Journey of Samkelisiwe Nzama, it's going to show all the platforms where the book is available. And it's not that expensive. It's like $150. I'm still starting, but I mean, when I get there, then I'm obviously going to increase the prices. But it's a very affordable book, a very nice book, and my target market for the book is matriculants. And the words of inspiration that I would leave is that when you have a story to tell, don't be afraid to say, therapy is not always the key. I didn't attend therapy. I needed therapy, but I didn't attend therapy. I just sat down and I wrote. So I spoke my emotions through words, and it helped. And I get a lot of people reading my book, giving me reviews on how inspired they are. I get text and emails from people that I don't know. They're like, oh, I read your book, it's so sad. And this other girl was telling me that I am so scared to read your book at night because things that happen. I'm like, girl, you'll get through it, it's fine. So out of all that I've said, I think when you want to do something, just start. Be kind, be patient to yourself, and navigate yourself through life and its challenges. And the most important thing is pray. Prayer is the most important thing. I don't think I would be where I am if it wasn't for prayer.
That was very powerfully said and very beautifully said. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
So
I'm very inspired, and I think for anyone who's watching us right now, both of us are a testament to that. Difficult times are not the end. It's not the end of the world. You can overcome, and you can prosper, and you can move forward. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.